Right before I turned 40, I did something silly. I fell in love with the wrong dude. Again. There was always something that was calling at me. And I just knew that Thurman was the one, I fell in love with him. He was that man, He was that guy that I met and that swept me off my feet, and he was sweet and he was romantic for a moment. But then after a while, he wanted the street again. There was nothing I can do. I mean, my thing is, when you're married, well, you don't come home at 5, 6 o'clock the next day. And I was hurt off of it. I was really, really hurt. I wanted a husband, and I wanted a soulmate, not this. Our marriage didn't last no longer than maybe a couple of months, and needless to say, I mourned for it in my own way through music and everything else. And one of the things that I did was cut my hair off. First I cut it off short, and then I wanted to see, hey, let's grow it a little bit. Then after a while, I don't know, I started doing little nubs, and then the locks began to come, and they came, and they were making a non-stop trip. So there was my journey right there. But I wanted more than just a journey. I needed closure on some things. A very dear friend in the middle of my madness was there, and I decided I wanted to go and jump on a plane and check on him. See, he had a loss in his family, and me being the woman that I am, and being in the journey that I was on at the moment, I decided, you know what better time than to do it? I had been promising for years I was going to get out to North Carolina. His name is Ev. Probably one of the coolest dudes I know to date. Well, next to another one, but that story comes later. I can't believe you have that still.
What do you mean? Oh. Yeah.
You're a jackass. I love you for it.
Easy.
I can't believe that.
At least you didn't put a Z in there.
No, I refuse.
You wasn't that chick.
I would never do that. My God. Ev grew up in a very eclectic household. His pops was a musician, and it was pretty cool to get to know somebody, who was on the inside of all that. My dad, he owned the bar. My mom, she did her thing, but his pops. So I had a lot of respect for him, but I had a love for Ev that lasted 9.5 years. It just never stopped. We ate, we talked about music. It was a beautiful, beautiful moment, man. He was talking about how he would dig through the records, during the time his father was passing. He would find just different things and different sounds. When you were going through your thing with your pops toward the end, did you go through a process like that by chance?
Yeah, I used to take records. That turntable is mine, but he's had it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And I would take records, 2 or 3 at a time, over, to his place. And,
But you got fly-ass records.
I would say, check this out. Stuff he'd heard out of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it he had.
But just looking at the collection, because I was looking at that last night, I can't help it. I'm impressed. You're fortunate. I'm not going to steal any of this, but I'm just saying. I just want to throw this out there and show everybody, because this right here, just all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
Jeff McLean. I mean, this right here, this shit. You're lucky I didn't bring anything else, because I'm telling you, I'd be stealing this. You do understand, right?
I mean, that stuff. If it wasn't for a lot of that stuff, there would be no early 90s hip-hop.
Well, no.
If that wasn't 70s jazz funk, it'd be over with. We'd still be, beatboxing and...
God, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
I was just saying, man, look at the Heath Brothers. Bud sounds a lot like Jimmy. Anything with his name on it like that?
That's what I was looking at too. Oh my gosh, that is just
Anything he put his name on, I listen to it. It's like it's gold.
Man, Hubert Laws, that's my man. Grover Washington Jr. What do you know about Grover? Whatever. Pick up Aria, okay?
All right.
Bobby freaking Womack.
That's a nice.
Come on, man.
Ain't Tootie on there. She ain't on there.
Man, but this is the shit that I'm talking about. Dude. Ev and I, we had a relationship that was funky, but real and beautiful. You know, I'd been in love with him for about 9 years. I mean, I held on to a lot of that. And from the first time he kissed me, he always inspired me, you know. Walking through the graveyard, for an example. You know, we buried a lot of things. We let some things go. And we said a lot of things to each other that we probably wouldn't have revealed any other time, but it was helpful. He was helpful. That moment made everything perfect. Before I left, I knew that my heart was in one place, and it gave me a moment to breathe and think and let him have a moment to breathe and think. His dad had just passed, and I had some closure, still loved him, but I wasn't completely sure where my head was going. So what am I doing? I'm going home early because I've done everything I said I was going to do. I've done everything that I said I was going to do by the time I'm 40. I went back to work. I got my house, my head together. I'm going to miss Everett Vaughn function a lot. Oh, and he gave me back my shirt. He gave me back my shirt so I can feel his funkiness. So he's good. He's great. This started off differently because I was trying to write about, you know, what was going on in my world, what was going on with me and my lovely 9-year obsession with Everett Vaughn function. But it turned out to be something different. It turned out to be something a hell of a lot different. There's a light, a certain kind of light that never shines on me. I want my whole life to be lived with you, babe. Lived with you. There's a way. Many people say to do you don't know what it's like
You don't know what it's like when you love somebody. Love somebody the way I love.
Needless to say, when I got back, I wasn't happy with my job. I wasn't happy with my boss. And by then, Ev and I just all but stopped talking to each other.
I'm holding on. I'm so frustrated because I don't know what's going on with me and Ev. Frustrated because I feel like I have no money. Everything needs to fall back into place. I'm getting scared now. I can never say that. I'm praying every day that things fall into place.
There is new technology out. You know, if you wanted to, would you?
Keep me in your
Keep
thoughts.
up with your child, their children.
I need things to fall back.
But how much control?
I'm asking God here. I'm asking you.
Over your
Help me out.
Think about it. That's what we're talking about.
I don't want patience. I want strength. I don't want things to fall into place.
And listen, we will talk with you next.
And then one day, a miracle happened. In the form of a 52-year-old bike riding, painting genius with green eyes. His name is Walter. Truth be told, I'd never imagined falling in love again, or being able to get a lot of things in my life back in order like they needed to be. But needless to say, he's been my saving grace. He's been all that in a bag of chips. The reason that book got written in the first place was, yes, it was because of Everett. And you will clearly see when you open the book that it's dedicated to him, because he was some relief from the distraction. But our moment was for a moment. Walter is, I don't know. Oh, he's a situation. He knows what I mean when I say that. But he's been the best thing in the world for me. He's smart. He's sweet. He's silly. He's so silly. But to talk to him and to know where his head is, it's absolutely amazing. I love being able to be around him, and I love the fact that he inspires me to keep moving forward. Even with this book, I did sneak one poem in for him, but I'm going to have to give him so much more, and he knows it. He knows it. Although the book is dedicated to Everett because he did push me to that limit, I thank him for more than that. I thank him for pushing me away, because I finally did get the closure that I needed. And although even now it's hard to read that book, even for myself, I hope that it gives you what it gave me. It gave me love again, and I was able to see that there is somebody out there for me. It wasn't Ev. He was my moment, my second. But my hours right now belong to Walter.